up in the morning, like the screeching sound of slacks, talking about
true.
Wind Ranger. Goodness gracious, I am wide awake and ready to go for OG versus Viking GG.
I can't wait till she wins as well, and Slacks looks like an idiot. Nah.
Are you feeling it? you feeling this, OG, for game 3?
I mean, this is a really good Timbersaw pick, honestly. Of course, it's into the strength heroes. They also don't have like great damage in laning phase to really slow him down. So, yeah, I do think they have a lot of potential because of that. But knowing OG, they're going to look to just run at them and try to take advantage of the fact there's an Alchemist, right? They're going to try to make sure that they can actually just play with this number advantage at all times. But right off the bat here, see Viking GG, a very good chunk of aggression.
Yeah, that they attempted that aggression in game 1, didn't actually work out for them.
The extra amount of lockdown, because the one thing that can happen in this game is just, even if you doom a target, maybe the IO doesn't even just relocate, he can just heal the target, and they can just back themselves up. So I do think that their catch could be quite limited because of this Timber. And it's like, their initiation, it's like they lack a couple things now in their draft now because of it. Sure, they're going to have crazy amounts of damage provided, but like, who's going to make the moves around the map, right? Like, it's going to have to be the Timber, but those can be a bit awkward when you don't have great setup in your side lanes. At least he's got Snapfire, but it's a Thompson Tiny. I mean, we've seen what this man can do, especially at TIs where he just runs rampant, and that's what he likes to do. He likes to just play incredibly aggressive. Toby will be able to survive up here, but this top lane is not doing well. The Sven IO is crushing them pretty hard. They expended a lot of mana on the initial, right? I think they used, what, 2 Ion Shells, maybe more than that, just to pressure OG, and OG now just sustained through it. They're going to do pretty well up here. They have the Ice Armor now. That's actually very nice to stop any type of aggression from OG, and they're actually glyphing the wave. I think that may have been a mid-glyph from the Timbersaw, actually.
Yeah, how do you fight into a Doom that has an Ion Shell on him? Scorched Earth and that Frost Armor. That's quite a hefty amount to deal with. Thompson already being pushed out of his lane. Is going to be feeling the pressure of that tier 1. Similar situation to what we were talking about before, which is the fact that one hero may have all the rotations, but there's going to be a lot of pressure on his mid tower if he chooses to try and move around to those side lanes, and we're already seeing that amping up with the Timbersaw.
Yep, always tends to be the best strategy for that hero.
And the number one thing they talked about, Celery is gonna die here, just gets out with damage he can. The change up to the Dispel talent, which was always ignored at level 20, even though it was always theory crafted, like, oh, it can be really good, but it was like, at level 20, I don't remember what the other talent was at the time, but the other one was just too valuable. Now, it's at level 15, and it feels so good.
Yeah, I think it was, what, it was 25% lifesteal or something, I think it was?
Like that,
yeah, it was something crazy that he would get. But yeah, now you get it at 15, and then you probably have an Aghanims, and it's so hard to actually play around it, because usually it's like, oh, an Ag Sven is flying at me, I pop Ghost Scepter, I pop Yules, but no, he brings you out of it and then just smashes you down anyway, so that's definitely a great point there, Cap.
And it, I believe how pretty much all abilities work is that the disable happens first. So he dispels you, and he's also going to get the Aghanims hit in, as well as all the stun damage.
Oh, nice vacuum, pulling him back.
Yeah, and they're going to try and stick on top of him with the Ion Shell. Of course, with the IO, it makes it a little bit more difficult to do these things.
Yep.
All right, this is going to be one of those times where OG's probably going to have to do something to answer this Timbersaw. Because he can just tank the tower and let the Siege Wagon do all the push. We already lost the Siege Wagon. When did that happen?
Oh, yeah, you're right.
I saw the Dire one was up, and so I assumed his was still alive as well. Mid-one, he's going to be chased down here. The Scorched Earth, it's taking him down. 2 HP, caught by the vacuum. That'll bring him down, but Thompson is here with the reprisal. Managed to kill Aramis.
He wants the next. Toby, very low. Surge still on CD. Trying to speed Totem. He tossed in the IO.
Over the IO. That'll get the kill.
And to get the courier, maybe? Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, that's quite a big chunk of gold. Wards coming into play too now. We see Elder Titan starting to ward up the Alchemist jungle, and I believe that's the bottom tower taken by this Wind Ranger.
Okay.
That's very early.
Yeah, we're talking about like how Timbersaw is going to take this mid tower early if OG doesn't do something. Well, they are doing something. They're putting a lot of pressure on the side lanes.
Oh, and no way.
Shutting down Shad's game.
Oh, I mean, Thompson's game is just complete. That is such a big kill because the Alchemist is farming really well, even though he's pressured bottom. He jumps so could definitely see Seb +1 go for solo, go for these kills up to anyone.
Celery. He's been a bit of a punching bag for OG, and it doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon as Seb finds a free kill inside the jungle thanks to all this aggressive vision that they have down. One behind the tier 1 tower in mid, another one deep inside that Radiant jungle.
Oh, they know they're here. Thompson, they're gonna cut the trees with the tether.
Revealing all of them, they managed to get the avalanche toss combination on Toby, easily killing him. Aramis is still gonna fight this out. They haven't done anywhere. Boom's gonna come in with the damage, but it's not quite enough. No tail, he'll also TP out.
You can get on this Alchemist, I think is pretty damn nice.
Yeah. It's all about surviving through the Tiny's burst. Mid one.
Yeah.
Surprises Toby, pops the ultimate, and fights into this duo with the power shot over Aramis. It's almost enough to get the kill. Sadly, Stormhammer not up for quite some time as he does only have a 1 level. Thompson's gonna come in from the side. No Tail switches partners now. Gets the tether to Thompson to help get that kill.
Looks like a Thompson Tiny to me, right?
Yeah.
Had it back. He desperately needs a hood now in this game. You know, we're talking about how tanky he is, how tanky he is, how tanky he is. He's not that tanky anymore. They've got the levels where their burst damage actually comes into play. A Tiny who's level 8, 9, Sven, level 8 as well. Like, all these spells are starting to get to their level 4, so that high magical burst will be there. So it's definitely a different game than Viking expected.
The one-man smoke.
He's like, I'm gonna doom him. I'm gonna purge the win run.
Oh, where's Timbersaw now? Celery's there to be able to pull it. Aggro. Relocate up to the top lane to be able to sandwich in Toby.
Oh, man, they don't want him to have a game. Playing it.
They really don't.
Oh, playing versus so many stuns is really tough.
They did stop that TP, I think, from Saksa, so it looks like they might be able to kill him. He's going to try and juke Boom, and he had a lot of charges there, so he's actually good.
And the Doom bottom wasted very quickly. As we said, this is going to be the name of the game, probably, is you Doom, and there's no one else to follow up and catch.
Wandering around, watching OG do things, but can't really have an impact.
They can't catch anybody. They can't stop OG from just running around in circles.
Yeah.
They're actually just dancing on them. And mid one's like, thank you, I'm farming this entire time while you guys are just goofing on them.
Literally running circles. 1,000 net worth lead for a lineup that's up against an Alchemist.
Uh-oh, sorry. Thompson, he wants the bigger target.
He jumps down and does manage to hit Thompson, and as a result, Aramis managed to get in the trees. Now he's still dead. I was going to say, oh, they're going to have to dive really deep, and maybe Viking GG can do something with that. Well, they're going to try. Vacuum in, mid one going to be slowed down. Here comes the Snapfire ultimate, and there goes that effectiveness of the Timbersaw. You saw how he was able to just cut down that Sven. Goes from half HP to nothing. Dodges away from Sox's attempt at a stomp. Boom. The higher levels of Timber Chain can still catch up. Soxa knows he has to juke this Chakram, but Wu does manage to get the kill. Just ever so barely, thanks to the Ion Shell.
I think he would have lived it without that Ion Shell.
Yeah. Oh, the illusion from Toby with an Ion Shell on him killed No Tail. Good old Sven, chop him up to size. OG are still willing to fight because, of course they are. They're OG. They're gonna toss back to Timbersaw into the rest of the team. Try and go for the stomp. He's stopped from being able to Timber Chain away, but that reactive armor is still doing him a good amount of work. And if they're focusing on the Timbersaw, it means Shad is free to run and play with this Radiance. A 2-man stun thanks to the unstable concoction. No Tail managing to dodge a couple of those shots will survive. And it looks like they're gonna have to back away. Thompson. He's here. No blink dagger up for another 6 seconds.
That could have been close for them. If they got the shackle on the Timber, if it connected, he probably would have died there, but weren't able to quite get it. Still looking for him, though.
Here, Boom. Take a lot of damage, relocate in. Seb, he's here. They're going to try and chase down Boom. Now, he's still got enough HP to survive through a shackle combination, but the Alchemist, that's a better one. Shad in serious trouble here. Saw the relocate, but still got caught by the shackles instead of Boom. I thought that would have been an easy retreat, but it looks like not. And Aramis, who'd been farming this top lane the entire time, TP's in, immediately dies. Seb laughing his ass off here, seeing you realizing that Viking GG have just made critical back-to-back errors.
By the way, this was a Tiny versus a Timbersaw in the mid lane. Godlike at the 17-minute mark, just running around. Seb, as we pointed out, full MKB, so he actually does damage.
Yeah.
But yeah, win run. tether. Everyone just moving so fast.
And the worst part is like, nice. Invis Rune turns into a toss back onto Toby. He's close enough to Seb that Seb will finish the job.
Jeez.
These, it's not like they can naturally build into an item to solve.
We're starting to see what they're really lacking in the grand scheme of their draft. Lego, like we said, they got pressure power shot, shows himself in lane. Easy kills versus that relocate. They're starting to really snowball.
Thanks to this relocate, Sven is not only joining in on some of these fights and getting kills, but he is keeping up his farm at a pace that is well ahead of the Alchemist at this point. Once he gets his BKB, that may just be go time for OG to put some real pain on. It already is. Some objectives. Boots not getting out alive. Reactive armor is nothing to Seb now that he's got MKB plus the Grove Bow.
Yeah. And Thompson looking for more. He'll be able to find Celery. Can he get the toss back? He sure can.
Throws him over to mid one.
Double kill.
Get him the old alley-oop for the double kill. Was the Whirling Death at the Timber Saw. Now he's got BKB. He deals with that pretty easily. Stomp goes out. Toss over. The two of them trapped inside the Avalanche. Stun from the Storm Hammer. Finishes them off. And look at that. Into the back line. Seb just fearlessly goes in. Cleans up. At least some of the supports are going to buy back here in Viking GG. They're all in on this fight at this point in time. Mid-1 still has his BKB. He's still ready to turn and fight with the relocate coming in from No-Tail. They're going to try and do just that. A heal comes out and Mid-1's up to full health. They're going to continue to buy back. Viking GG, they are going to throw everything they have to be able to win one good fight against OG. Now that the BKB is worn out, it's a good opportunity. They need to be able to get him out of this. Third splitter pulls him back in though, and Shad gets torn to pieces. Boom! He's gonna have the same fate as his Alchemist, both dead, with OG closing in.
They call it. Yeah, I think this game was just, everything went out of hand. Shad dying all over the place. They just got, I mean, them getting these towers so early, the OG aggression, like 7-minute tower bottom, they could just, it opened up the map.